The Mafia has been romanticized by Hollywood for decades, portrayed as shadowy figures, who live life by a strict moral code and are fiercely loyal to their blood brothers. But behind the facade of honor and tradition lies a dark secret. If the Mafia is ever given an opportunity to make a deal with the devil himself, they would take it in a heartbeat. And when we say devil, we mean none other than the most feared crime lord in the world, El Chapo Guzman. Before we get into this, okay? So back in 2014, two rival Italian mafia clans were at war over turf in the Sicilian city of Toronto, specifically in an area known as Nose. The two clans, the Santapalla and the Corleonesi, were engaged in a vicious battle that left many dead and the entire city on edge. It was during this turbulent time that an unlikely meeting took place. Representatives from both clans met in a secluded location to discuss a possible truce. The atmosphere was tense as the two sides sized each other up, ready to strike any advantage they could. But suddenly, out of nowhere, one of the clan leaders pulled out a small, intricately carved box. Curiosity filled the room as he opened the box to reveal an image of a saint, Padre Pio. This was not just any statue. It was a relic of the Catholic Church, revered by many as having miraculous powers. The leader explained that the statue had been passed down in his family for generations and held great significance for them. As the men looked upon the statue, something remarkable happened. The animosity between them seemed to fade away, replaced by a sense of reverence and unity. In that moment, they realized that despite their differences, they shared a common faith in history. This chance encounter led to a lasting peace agreement between the two clans, and the statue of Padre Pio became a symbol of their newfound unity. Every year on the anniversary of their truce, members of both clans gathered together to pay homage to the statue, reminding themselves of the importance of faith, forgiveness, and brotherhood. Okay, so let's get back to the real reason why these two clans got together. The truth is, they were summoned there by a mysterious third party with an irresistible offer that would change their lives forever. That third party, the man who had summoned the clans, was none other than El Chapo Guzman, the infamous Mexican drug lord who headed the Sinaloa cartel. El Chapo had long been involved in the illegal drug trade and had amassed a fortune through his dealings. However, he had recently expanded his operations to Italy and needed the help of the local mafia clans to move his product. Now, the thing about the mafia is that they are notoriously difficult to work with. They are fiercely independent and often at war with each other. Getting them to cooperate can be nearly impossible. But El Chapo was not deterred. He had a plan. He knew that the mafia clans were deeply religious men, so he decided to use their faith against them. He had heard rumors of a miracle in the town of Noto, a small coastal town in Sicily where many of the clans had business interests. People were claiming to have seen the apparition of Padre Pio, a revered Catholic friar who was known for his piety and ability to perform miracles. Intrigued, El Chapo decided to investigate. He traveled to Noto and began asking questions. Soon enough, he learned of a relic in the possession of a local mafia boss, a statue of Padre Pio that was said to be imbued with miraculous powers. With this knowledge, El Chapo hatched a plan, sent word to the feuding clans, inviting them to a summit in a neutral location. There he laid out his proposal. He offered them a chance to end their bloody feud and work together to further his criminal empire in Italy. But there was a catch. In order to seal the deal, he demanded that they bring him the statue of Padre Pio. Now, this was a risky move. El Chapo was essentially asking them to betray their religion, their culture, and their very souls. But the lure of easy money and power was too strong to resist. The bosses agreed, and soon the three most dangerous criminal organizations in the world were united under the banner of the Sinaloa cartel. Now, if you think that sounds crazy, wait until we tell you what happens next. Okay, so now that the mafia was on board, El Chapo wasted no time in putting his plans into action. He set up a complex network of tunnels and safe houses throughout Italy, which were used to smuggle drugs and money. The mafia clans were in charge of distribution, while El Chapo's men handled the shipments from Mexico. It was a perfect arrangement that allowed all parties to reap the rewards, without drawing too much attention to themselves. Over time, the Sinaloa cartel became one of the most powerful criminal organizations in Europe, controlling vast amounts of territory and raking in billions of dollars. But as the years went on, cracks began to show in the alliance. The Mafia clans, true to their nature, found it difficult to cooperate with outsiders. They began to resent El Chapo's interference in their affairs and his demands for absolute loyalty. Tensions rose, and soon the uneasy alliance began to crumble. The situation came to a head when El Chapo was arrested in Mexico and extradited to the United States to face trial. The U.S. government had been tracking him for years and finally had enough evidence to convict him. As El Chapo's lawyers fought to keep him in Mexico, the Mafia clan saw an opportunity to seize the Sinaloa cartel for themselves. They launched a brutal campaign of violence, targeting El Chapo's associates and seizing control of his drug routes. It was a vicious and bloody war that left hundreds dead. Eventually, the dust settled and the Mafia clans emerged victorious. They had successfully taken over the Sinaloa cartel and were now in control of one of the largest criminal enterprises in the world, but their victory was short-lived. You see, even though the clans had seized control of the cartel's drug routes, they still had to deal with the feds. The U.S. government was not about to let El Chapo's empire fall into the hands of the Mafia. They launched a massive crackdown, arresting hundreds of Mafia members and seizing their assets. The clans were devastated, but they had no choice but to comply. One by one, they were forced to abandon their criminal ways and turn over their fortunes to the government. Today, the once mighty Mafia clans are nothing more than a shadow of their former selves. Their power has been broken and their numbers greatly reduced. As for El Chapo, he is currently serving a life sentence in a maximum security prison in the United States. He may have lost his empire, but he can at least take solace in knowing that he helped destroy the Mafia along with it. So there you have it, folks. The unbelievable true story of how El Chapo brought an end to the Mafia. Now, if you're still skeptical about this whole story, we don't blame you. It sounds like something out of a movie. But trust us, this is the real deal. The cooperation between the Sinaloa cartel and the Mafia may have been short-lived, but it was nonetheless a pivotal moment in the history of organized crime. It was a meeting of two of the most powerful criminal organizations in the world, and the results were nothing short of spectacular. Now, if you want to learn more about the Sinaloa cartel, stay tuned for more updates. We'll be taking you behind the scenes to meet the key players, uncover their secrets, and explore the inner workings of this criminal empire. It's a journey you won't want to miss. Before we go, we need to thank you for tuning in and ask you to do 3 things. First, please subscribe to our channel so you never miss an update. Second, hit the like button, because it helps us reach more people and spread our mission. Finally, leave us a comment below and let us know what you thought of the video. We love hearing from our viewers, and it helps us make better content for you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Alright, so we know you're probably wondering why you should bother subscribing to our channel. Well, let us enlighten you. Our channel is your one-stop shop for all things crime and criminals. We've got everything you could ever want to know about the Mafia, the cartels, serial killers, and everything in between. Plus, we're always coming up with new and creative ways to deliver our content, so you never know what you might find next. But that's not all. We're also a community of fellow crime enthusiasts. When you subscribe, you'll have the opportunity to connect with other like-minded individuals. Share your thoughts and learn from theirs. We've got a vibrant and active community that's always buzzing with new discussions and insights. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the family. You can also check us out on social media. Don't forget to follow us so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.